Well, it's good to be back in the old US of A. Those of you that didn't hear, I had to, one of my former parishioners in Philadelphia wanted me to officiate at their wedding. And I told her that, you know, I'm out of Philadelphia now, I cannot do the wedding up there. And she said, well, that's good, we're doing the wedding anyway in Mexico. Okay. So I flew down Wednesday, and we did the wedding Thursday on the beach in Cancun, and it was probably the same temperature as it is here, in the sun, and the whole bridal party was barefoot on the beach, and I'm standing there, and it was miserable. It was a beautiful wedding. I mean, it really was a beautiful wedding, we finished up the wedding, and then Thursday was a wedding. Friday, I got on a plane. We taxied down the runway. They pulled off to the side. The pilot came on and said, "We've got a problem with the airspeed indicator, so we're not able to take off." So he pulls over to the side, and they opened the door and put the air conditioning on, fed us a little bit while we were waiting because they were going to try and fix it. And this gentleman behind me who had the audacity to procreate twice had started screaming at the loudest voice just to make himself known that this is damn inconvenient, he said. And I said, well, it would have been damneder more inconvenient had the plane crashed in the middle of the Caribbean and we're now all holding onto our seat bottoms as flotation devices, wouldn't it? And he shut up real quick and realized it was good that they caught it before we even took off. So I guess it's the Marine in me is, you know, thinking stuff through a little bit. I wanted to talk to you this morning about touch. Those of you that didn't hear, and I don't want to down everybody, but during the service I went over to meet up with Roger Lavender. Ginny passed away last night of a major coronary. And so I wanted to go over and comfort Roger and to feel the touch of another human at this time that he's in pain. I'm blessed with I have a wife who shares in my ministry as rector here at King of Peace. And when communion goes, you notice that she's up here with me. And she's not up here in any kind of official capacity other than to touch. As a prayer partner. And I like that. Now for some people it's different, and that's okay. You'll get over it.
Or not.
But I want you to see how a husband and wife in a marriage blessed by God are trying to bless those that are around them. And so it's touch. I remember the first time that Mary held my hand. And I felt like a little schoolgirl, you know, all giddy. We were in Greenwich Village in New York. We were on our first date. And I've had a crush on this woman for years, you know, for months before we went out on this date. Remember, I didn't even have the courage to ask her out on the date. I had to have somebody else say, hey, why don't you get her? And then he forgot, and so she invited herself. Tough guy Marine, huh? But when she grabbed my hand, that touch let me know it was okay. The human touch, we have somehow or another in today's day and age where it's so stupidly politically correct that we need to watch how we touch. I understand inappropriate touch, but just the simple holding of the hands. Somehow or another they want to deem it as evil. That I got my space. Don't go inside my space. But nothing says more intimately, I care about you so much, I'm going to break my bubble and come into yours and touch you. As Jesus Christ did, as God sent him down in flesh to touch us. Not to say, okay, I'm going to pray for you from over here. Okay, you're good? All right, take care. You? Okay, you're okay? Good, we're over here. No, he came into the crowds. He gathered together. He touched. His power was so overwhelming that this woman, that we know what she had and what she was bleeding of for 13 or 12 years, just touched the hem of his robe and she was healed. Just touched it. One of the most important pieces of that fresco in the Sistine Chapel is that poignant touching of God touching Adam. Just touch. So when Mary comes up and she's praying with me as we touch and we lay hands on you, when I give communion out to you, I'm not like your regular animal. I hold on to your hand, don't I? And the first couple times, some of you guys were like, hey, this guy's a little... No. I want you to know that that body of Jesus Christ has now been blessed and he is with you right now. And I'm giving it to you, and I mean, it is so important to me that I'm going to touch you and I'm going to hold your hands as I do it. That's how important Jesus Christ is to me. And I love that the worship committee picked out the lectionary, that it went the way it did, because you understand how God is driving us from being churchgoers to disciples. Churchgoers are okay, but discipleship gets you in with the Lord in heaven. Touch is vital to being a disciple. After Jesus came back, and as he ascended into heaven, the disciples went around baptizing, laying hands on and healing. Touch. Churchgoers came to him. Went out prayerfully as disciples also. We don't know anything more about this woman who suffered. Did she also become one of Jesus' followers and become a disciple? I hope so. That the power of healing through touch was so overwhelming to her that she was changed. But how about for you? Have you witnessed a miracle in your life because of a touch? Have you witnessed a miracle and not done anything with it? Have you witnessed a miracle and made it like a candle that you put a basket over the top and you didn't do anything with it? Have you witnessed a miracle in your life through touch and kept it to yourself? Have you witnessed a miracle of touch and just went back to your same old ways? That's a churchgoer. That's a churchgoer. A disciple takes that miracle that has happened through touch and goes on to do it more to other people. A churchgoer will just say, well, that was it. No, that's cool. I witnessed a miracle. Okay, I'm going to go back to what I was doing. A disciple's going to take that and they're going to feed that. And they're going to go out and they're going to empower other people to do and to be better disciples. Jesus Christ, when he came to us on the cross, he felt the touch of that Roman soldier as he held his hand down. He felt the touch of the man that would kill him. Yet even in that touch, he said to him, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they're doing. So I beg you, in today's political correctness, I'm not talking about inappropriate touch, but I'm talking about the simple things. When somebody's mourning, give them a shoulder. Give them an ear. Allow them to know that you're human. I mean, after all, when you go into a hospital, does a machine come in and give you needles and take your pulse? No, it's usually a nurse, and all she does is put her hand on your hand and feels your heartbeat. Now, I had one nurse one time that I actually had to sit to her and say, how about we swap positions here for a little bit, because your pastoral care in the hospital stinks, because she was like a machine. Put your arm out, there we go, good, bup, 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 bup. I said, why don't we swap here a little bit, and I'll do the same to you, and you see how it feels. You are a nurse. You're called to a higher regard than a doctor. You're about touch. And that's the same thing as a priest is supposed to be. How many people here have been to a priest's ordination? What did they anoint? Did they anoint his ears, his eyes, or his hands? It's about touch. Don't allow that in society to be killed out. The form of human touch is so healing. And I'm blessed that I have a prayer partner that comes up and she lays hands on me as I lay hands on you and pray. That touch. And if that's where your ministry is called in a healing ministry, or then maybe we need to set up a special prayer group at one time that goes into the back of the church, and after somebody comes in here, if they feel that they still need to be prayed for, we set up another prayer group in the foyer during the service of prayer. I mean, it's about human touch. It's so vital to show who we are as disciples of Christ. So don't allow it to die. Don't allow society to push it out saying, we've all got a little box and don't come in it. Touch is vital to who we are as disciples. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.